In his article on the possible demise of Nicola Sturgeon as SNP leader, Neil Mackay neatly identifies the contradiction between failures of government and success at the polls. If SNP ousts Sturgeon, its beginning event for independence, the Herald, February 25. There is little doubt that she and much of her party are indeed, as often suggested, neglecting their day job in their quest for independence. I suspect, however, that the day job is harder than the public understands, this because the Scottish economy is worse than we are allowed to know. At the level the public sees, councils are having to somehow get by juggling inadequate resources, and neglected Holyrood is not helping. So, the Scottish government is not performing effectively, yet still showing up well at the polling stations. To explain this, Mr. Mackay delves into the psychology of the Scottish voter, citing a recent switch from performance judgment to a sense of identity, or the need to belong, which the SNP is providing with its unequivocal stance on matters such as Brexit, the EU and, of course, independence. I think this, while perhaps true within itself, misses the dominant factor, which is that no one else is perceived as capable of providing either good government or a clear identity. Politically speaking, Scotland is a de facto one-party state since there is no effective opposition. The SNP has the votes, and has even boosted its share, giving votes to prisoners and foreigners, reckoning that in gratitude they would favour those who provided them. In this, the SNP was backed by the Greens, who would support anything in exchange for Green measures, and the Lib Dems, who probably supported the move as a matter of party doctrine. The Labour Party also backed it despite it being against their best interests. Why is beyond me. Miss Sturgeon, I think, is caught between the proverbial rock and hard place, the hard place being the intransigent refusal of London to even consider INDIF 2, and the rock being the uncompromising demands her own base of hardliners, who seem impervious to reason. On independence, Mr. Mackay says, she's teased the base with independence for years in order to keep power. Now her more headstrong and ill-considered colleagues want to get on with it, come what may. A grubby political assassination of Sturgeon would be the beginning of the end for the SNP. Not necessarily. Without Ruth Davidson at the helm, the Tories will be lucky to hold on to their current share, so until Labour provides a viable opposition, psychological analysis of voting patterns is interesting, but somewhat moot. The SNP has it in the bag for now, and will continue to do so unless Labour starts to put up a fight. Jim Robertson, East Kilbride. Neil Mackay is quick to point out the many supposed failings of the SNP while in government. His main beef appears to for more on this story, visit the news article link.